Casey DeLeon. I run the postdoc office here at the College of Medicine. I'm also the administrator for the MD Plus program. So I have some postdocs here and I have some MD Plus students here. And we just wanted to get you guys together, graduate students, postdocs, medical students, to hear from our friends at Biomedical Engineering and Sling Health at TAMU, to hear what they're getting started. It's a collaborative effort, and we're hoping to get some of y'all interested and involved with their program. So they know more than I do. So I'm going to introduce them. We have Carly Gold, graduate student with Biomedical Engineering, and TJ Balahoon with Biomedical Engineering. Thank you, guys.
Thank you. All right, so I'm going to start by talking about one of my favorite medical technologies, or just technologies in period. And first, to put it in context. So in an average healthy adult, the size of the aortic valve is roughly the size of a quarter, right? In patients undergoing severe aortic stenosis, the aortic valve shrinks to the size of like a number 2 pencil. So when this condition occurs and symptoms present themselves, patients have a very high likelihood of death or suffering from a severe cardiac condition. It's roughly 50% in a 12-month time span. This is normally treated using open heart surgery, right? The sternum is cut open, the patient is put on a heart-lung machine, old valve is cut out, new valve is sutured in. And it's effective, but it's highly invasive, it's traumatic. So, and some patients aren't even strong enough to survive this procedure. So a group of surgeons and engineers grouped together in order to find a way to address this problem. And they developed the transcatheter heart valve, which is depicted on the right. And how it works is it's inserted in the femoral artery in the groin area and pushed all the way to the heart, where a synthetic valve is deployed into the old calcified valve. The catheter is removed, the patient is good to go. This procedure takes about 15 minutes as opposed to the 6 or 7 hour surgery procedure. So if individuals who have aortic stenosis, this is a huge thing. And this technology wouldn't be possible without the combination of 3 things, right? Sophisticated engineering, an in-depth knowledge of the biology, the physiology, as well as the knowledge of business, regulatory landscape, reimbursements, and so forth. So the combination of these 3 fields is the essence of Sling Health. We're looking to create an environment where students and postdocs in engineering, in medicine, and in business can work together in solving real clinical problems. So our vision is to create this environment where we're solving real clinical problems in cross-disciplinary teams. And we hope to accomplish 3 things in this vision. We hope to teach students about medical technology and entrepreneurship, as well as develop real practical solutions to clinical problems that would make a difference. And finally, to improve patient outcomes. Sling Health is a national student organization that was started in University of Washington in 2013. That is a typo. And it was started by MD PhD students who were frustrated with this problem where they would discover clinical problems, but they would be unable to act on it because they neither had the time nor the technical expertise to delve into developing a technology-based solution to it. So that's the genesis of Sling Health. It's now spread to 7 institutions, including UCLA, Georgia Tech, Harvard, LSU, and some other schools. So we're looking to bring it here in Texas A&M because we have all the pieces necessary to take this on. We have a very strong engineering program. We have a good business program, and of course, we have a good College of Medicine. So all the pieces we need are in place. So just to give an overview of how we plan to run this, Carly will explain some of the mechanics. But what we look to do is create cross-disciplinary teams where students from medicine, students from engineering, students from business, and other related fields are working in cross-disciplinary teams, and they're working on real clinical problems provided by local clinicians. By local, College Station, but also in the Houston area and some of the places that y'all might be going to eventually. Teams form around these problems, and through the course of the school year, they work on developing solutions to them, developing prototypes, conducting market research to analyze the feasibility of a solution, and then eventually, looking to commercialize a product. So turn this idea, turn this solution into a startup. And also, throughout this process, this is a great way to meet individuals who you otherwise wouldn't be, in touch with, as well as a way just to learn about what it takes to develop a technology solution to a healthcare problem. This is a snapshot of some of the accomplishments that Sling Health has made on a national scale. So I mentioned that this student organization is now in 7 institutions, well, including us. But there have been 80 teams formed, 40 provisional patents filed by teams who've gone through the Sling Health program. 25 startups have been launched, and over $6 million in outside funds have been raised by Sling Health teams. So that being said, I'll give it to Carly to explain the process.
So howdy, we're at Texas A&M, so I have to start every talk with that. So as TJ mentioned, the overall vision for Sling Health is to combine those 3 different fields together and have clinical problems that are provided from those clinicians that we've reached out to. So with that being said, the start off or the kickoff behind the Sling Health at Texas A&M specifically is we're going to host a problem day. So problem day is where everybody who is interested in joining within the effort can come and hear the problems that we've been able to get help from these local clinicians that are serving as mentors for these teams. And they can kind of organize themselves based off of interest, as well as the need and desire for those clinical needs in general. So at Problem Day is when it all starts to begin, and you form these teams, and then throughout the fall and spring semesters, you work on doing marketing research, developing a prototype, and further understanding, again, where that need lies. So you kind of see what's currently available in the market to solve that clinical problem presented by those clinicians, but now you also look at how is the best way to solve that problem. So to do that, we have review days where it's more of all the mentors, the clinicians that we've recruited on this effort can come together, present their prototype or even the progress that's been made with their team effort, and then get feedback from those clinicians, physicians, and mentors. So those types of review days and design reviews happen throughout the semester, but one of the key things is towards the end, you have more of a metrics of success. So if you're not familiar, there's a ton of resources on campus, such as 3-Day Startup, and different events like that where we plan on practicing this. However, the national level of Sling Health hosts something called a demo day, which is kind of like a final composition or competition. So demo day is where you make a video of the prototype that you've been able to develop over that fall-spring course. And you submit that video to the National Sling Board. They select a few representatives based on the ones that show strong potential. And you go to this demo day conference and you present that, and it's almost like a pitch at the end of the day. So at this demo day, there's a lot of clinicians that can provide feedback into what's feasible, what may not be feasible, but you also have a ton of entrepreneurs present and investors. So that's kind of where those key metrics of success that TJ was talking about regarding that $6 million has kind of come from, for the most part. So not only that, there's also financial rewards for those who win those competitions. So some more insight in case we haven't been able to sell you just yet. And at the end of the day, I will say one of the coolest things is that we're able to form a ton of collaborations. So TJ also mentioned that given our location, we have a ton of resources at our fingertips. So it's almost like it would be disrespectful if we didn't take use of those resources. So we have a ton of campuses for the College of Medicine throughout the whole state of Texas. So now we've been able to resource those key hospitals and just different collaborations in general. So we have Houston Methodist on board, we have Texas Children's on board, we have clinical mentors from those institutions helping us providing those clinical problems and developing our database. So if those collaborations didn't get you just yet, At the end of the day, you're designing something that's going to make a real world impact. If it's a clinical problem, it's because there isn't a solution to it yet. So Sling Health is driven to find that solution and to actually address a market in a way that's actually able to help patients at the end of the day. So aside from being able to make that real world impact and establish those collaborations and mentors across various fields such as business, engineering, and medicine, you're also able to develop your profile for residencies, applications, or for postdocs if you're trying to get into a faculty position and different things like that. And as well, so Sling Health is a collaboration with the American Medical Association, the AMA. So they also have financial resources and pro bono consultations if you want to take it further to market and actually develop those startup companies out of it. So the next steps, because I know you guys are all ready and interested and want to get involved. So we're hoping to have Problem Day. This is subject to change based off of football games that are happening on campus. So I'm pretty sure that the 21st may become 1 week later because that's an away game. So this problem day is going to be around 3 hours long, a half a day on a Saturday, where we'll probably supply lunch and as well as get to know one another in addition to the clinical problems. We also have a website. There's a national chapter website in addition to our own TAMU website. And then we also have our emails. So I am pretty sure we're going to get all of your emails. But in addition, for any of you guys that are watching this online that are not locally here, you can shoot us an email to that email specifically, and we'll be sure to add you to our listserv so you're up to date on all of this. And in addition, for those that are coming from offsite campuses, we are working on establishing a way where communication is thorough throughout. So regardless if you're in Dallas, if you're in Houston, you can still be on a team. You can still make it work. And then lastly, the MSRPP program, so she can, if you want, all right, so there's a research program that's provided for medical students, and this participating in Sling Health can actually count for that. So there is a link here provided, and I think we're hoping to share these slides with everybody as well if they want to access the link. And under biomedical engineering, you can sign up to participate in this to count as the MSRPP. So, and then do you want to go this? So,
sure, yeah. So one of the benefits of Sling is really you're working with people you otherwise wouldn't be able to work with. And people with bright minds in other disciplines, I really feel should be working together. In academia, one of the disadvantages is we often are in silos, but we still have we have a lot of common goals. And with Sling, this is a way to solve this problem. You know, on our executive board, on our leadership board, you can see that we have a mixture of students from engineering. We have PhD students in biomedical engineering, like myself, Carly, and Anna. You know, we have a few MD students. We have Ahad, who's in the crowd. We also have Imran, who's a third year. He's an M3 in the Round Rock campus. And we also have some students in biotechnology. So this is something that we hope to embody in our membership. And that's why we think your participation is crucial, because having the clinical insight is the crux of what Sling Health is.